Hi and good evening. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Esther at Stampin' Star Creations. Today we are Tuesday, the 8th of December 2020, coming to the end of another year. So today I'm going to have a chilled evening of colouring. So if you want to join my live and just chat along with me as I do some colouring with a non-Christmassy stamp set, making it slightly Christmassy, we might do a non-Christmas one. I'll see how we go. So welcome. Do say hello when you're joining, if you're joining on the live. Thank you so much, replay viewers. I really do appreciate those who watch this after the main event. It's still just as important. I appreciate your views afterwards and your comments and your thumbs up and all the support. So thank you for that. Cards on the table. I'm feeling quite jaded tonight. I'm feeling quite tired. I did an extra day of my part-time job. I'm feeling really tired. I don't normally work on a Tuesday, but today I did. So that's why we're going to have a chilled, possibly a quicker live tonight. So I'm going to crack on and do some colouring. So welcome. It's nice to have your company. I know that our CEO just went live just as I was going live, so some of you might be over there. That's fine. So welcome to Janice, lovely to see you. Hi Deborah and Ellie, hi Marcel and Cindy, and Janice and Sheila and Mindy, and Inika from the Netherlands, thank you so much. Hi Delinda, ho ho ho, got my sparkly hat on. I'm going to take it off now, and, and I'm going to turn you around. Hi Rhonda, Cindy's doing both. She can manage to multitask and watch two people in one go because she's super like that. Okay, so you might have caught a sneaky glimpse earlier of my colouring on the thumbnail. Don't worry if you haven't. Like I said, it's going to be very chilled. And then just before I came on, I had a bit of a Stampin' Seal Plus incident where it came off the roll and I couldn't get it to stick back on, and oh yeah, so that delayed me slightly also. So if you're new to stamping, please let me know. If you're new to my channel, let me know. You might never have come across me before, and that's okay. You are welcome to stay and see what we're doing. So Posted For You is the name of the stamps that I'm going to use, and it's a red rubber stamp. So stamps that you might be a bit more used to seeing is on red rubber. So it's stuck on a slightly different way. It has a sticker on the back, which they get stuck to these clear blocks. This one happens to have a pink bit of card stuck in there as well. So the sticker makes it sticky, and then they cling nicely to these clear blocks, which you can hold and put your fingers around, which is perfect. Deborah's talking about, she said there's a children's programme at the start where the person says hi to a load of random names. It was called the Romper Room. Hi, Kerry. So I'm going to, I don't need a mat, but my surface is a little bit bumpy. Shall I try without? I don't normally have this on, that was my background. Actually, let's try without, see how we get on. Okay. So I have some pre-cut cards here, or paper, called Whisper White, which is from Stampin' Up. And as I'm a demonstrator, it means that you can shop with me if you don't already have a demonstrator. And I'll be using their ink pads. So because I'm doing colouring in, I wanted to have a lighter colour as my base colour. So tonight I'm going to be using Pear Pizzazz. Now, I kind of stole this idea. I think I saw it somewhere. I think it was online, maybe from their catalogue page, a card that I'd seen somebody made. So I've taken inspiration from that. Oh, hello, Audrey's big screen. Audrey says, hello, Esther, you're on the big screen for the first time and commenting on the mobile. I know you get everything extremely close up. You get to see my chipped nail varnish and everything extremely close up, and all my dry hands and wrinkles. So when we go to stamp, we're going to stamp 1, 2, 3, which is about the magic number to get your ink onto the stamp. So because these are flowers, I do want them going in the same position. So I'm going to start in the bottom corner, and I'm working my way roughly in a diagonal line across the page. I'm using Pear Pizzazz, like I said, because I wanted a softer green. It does mean I get green flowers, but by the time I colour them in, it's not so bad. And don't worry about going over the edge we like that because it gives a continuous pattern. Ah, Delinda, that's okay. Delinda said, it's so thoughtful for you to create and share with us after working. I feel like, not that I owe it to you, but, it's nice to come on after. That's why I thought I'd do something quick and simple and kind of a bit more chill tonight. And so I can just sit and relax and colour. Because sometimes, although I think it's a little bit boring, you might too, I don't know. Just to watch somebody colour can be quite relaxing in itself, and just to wind down of a day and just take the time to watch somebody else do the work, I suppose. Ellie likes it already. Oh, how funny. Right. So the colours I've chosen to go with this to colour it in is Old Olive and Cherry Cobbler, because I did want, although I'm not strictly doing kind of Christmas cards, I thought it'd be nice to do some cards maybe that I could give after Christmas. I'm just seeing if I've got any water. And I've got a tiny drop at the bottom of my bottle. Deborah said that I missed that you worked today. Thank you for coming here to be with us. Hi, Liz. Yeah, so I didn't normally work on a Tuesdays. It's usually my Stampin' Up day, but today I offered to work, and I thought, do you know what? There's ways around these things. When offer of work comes up, sometimes you don't say no. So that's cool. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel a little bit extra tired today. Oh, hello. Got a bit of light change going on here. So last week something was going on with my lamp, and I pressed a button by accident. It might switch off in a minute, you might find. So I'm just going to draw you close so you can see the image that I'm colouring in. And I'm using the darker colour first, just ever so finely, to draw the stalks of my stamp. Now this is the kind of thing that you can do as a one-sheet wonder. For those of you who don't know what that is, you can stamp all over one sheet and just even sit in front of the telly, take your time, chill, colour in, miss the lines, just, relax with the colouring. I could do with some nice gentle music on, but you've got to be careful when it comes to music on YouTube, so I won't put any on because I don't want to impinge the copyright. If you notice already, that ink that I laid down earlier, although it might have seemed as if it was quite dark initially, it has lightened up already. So a bit like if you were using watercolour and doing the no line technique, where you do your lighter colour first, that's the kind of idea I was going for when doing this. But I wanted to show you that just by changing the colour of the stamps and how you colour it in, or what colours you choose to use with them, it can completely change the look and feel of your project. Cindy said, did you by chance have gnomes from another country drop by? Janice is colouring her DSP. How lovely. It's nice, isn't it? To come away to a craft space and just relax and switch off and do some colouring. Deborah says, I have this stamp, but I'm a horrible colourist, so I tend to stamp tone on tone to avoid it. That's okay. Tone on tone can look pretty. I think because the image is a bit smaller on this stamp set, I would use the finer tip of the pen. Now you can get more shading in by keep colouring over the same spot a bit more, and you can use it to blend the lighter and the darker colours. Don't forget there is a leaf here at the top. Use the finer nib of the pen. I don't know if that's a leaf there. Yeah, let's just put a bit of green in there. Or if you want a black outline, you can do that also. That's another option available to you. So I hope everyone's had a good Tuesday. I kept having to remind myself what day it was today. Isn't it funny how we are such creatures of habit and we get used to routines, don't we? That if something throws us, it kind of, sometimes we've got to just take a little while to adjust. I think if you find colouring a bit of a struggle, take your time with it, for one. Don't have too many colours, for two. And, you've got to be in the mood. I think sometimes you've got to be in the mood for colouring. It's not the sort of thing you might want to do all the time. But it's something that you can just relax to. And for some reason, it is sometimes relaxing watching other people. I don't know what it is about colouring that makes it relaxing for the people to watch, but there you go. So if you're new to my channel, I do different things each week on YouTube, live, and I upload videos and try and do something different, you know, just showing you how you can use your stamps or papers for home decor, card making, anything like that. And what's quite nice is I get a chance, look, don't worry if you've gone over the lines, just make it out as if it's supposed to be like that. Okay. Oh, Deborah's put Handel's Messiah on the other night while making Christmas ornaments. Oh, that's beautiful. Good morning, Vicky, and hi to Shana. Welcome, Deborah. Good to see you again. Ellie says she can watch me colouring, but gets fed up if she does it herself. Ellie, have you got the blends? I do enjoy colouring with the blends because they're like adult felt tips. They don't feel like kiddie felt tips. Like I wouldn't sit here and, like, I'm not a colourist. Like I couldn't colour like a whole book. Although I do have a colouring book and one that I can sketch in. I get terribly out of sorts when my routines get changed. Well, actually, when anything changes, you like your routine. And that's from Deborah. Audrey says, I spent 6 hours sitting down at our daughter's waiting for a new washing machine and it didn't get delivered. Oh no. So you're casting on a cardigan for your nearly 7-year-old granddaughter. Audrey, that's fun. Cindy says, I keep playing with blends. Don't think I'm improving. Cindy, what do you get stuck with? Ellie's got the Copic markers, so she feels like she can't buy these Stampin' Up ones. Ellie, maybe it's too much choice. Maybe that's the issue. Hi, Wendy. Nice to see you. So I normally like to work with dark first and then go light afterwards. I'm just going to draw you out a little bit so you can kind of get a bit of an overall feel. So I was amazed myself, even just doing this colouring, how different it can look by just using different colours. And I wouldn't have even thought necessarily to use Christmas colours with this. So the original picture I saw was blue flowers. And I thought, oh, sometimes it's quite nice to just, although I've done a Christmas cards and I've started writing them out and sending them already, it's quite nice to just have some stock for maybe some extra customer thank yous. I put in an order today just to let you know there is an online clearance and extravaganza going on. It's an end of year closeout sale, they've called it, for the autumn winter catalogue, and they've put some things in clearance rack, but boy is it going fast. A poor customer of mine wanted a few things on there and it got snapped up so quickly. So I'm just going to stop there to fill in with my lighter red, because it gives, when the ink is wet, it gives you a chance to blend. So what I'm going to do now is kind of go near the edge and over the lines of my green. And because the flowers bunched together, I can just go over the whole lot like this. So, sorry if I've missed your comments. I will try coming back to them, but I haven't got my other device. So it's just a way for me, one, to relax, and two, I will try and catch up with comments and for me to help me concentrate. There you go. Now you could use your thicker end, but you've got a lot more control using the thinner end of your alcohol pen. So because these are alcohol based, they dry quickly, but it means you can just keep on laying down the colour. It's amazing. It doesn't like leak through your paper. Just reading any comments. Shop this morning had things become not available before I even got orders submitted. Oh, I know. Well, it was a bit annoying because I was waiting on somebody else who I knew wanted to order, and because I was working today I didn't get time, and then somebody else last minute wanted to order something, so I hung on till quite late this afternoon, But it was kind of worth it sometimes to do that if you've got people doing last minute orders, or so there you go, you win some, you lose some, and sometimes you just got to resign yourself. You weren't meant to have it. If you managed this far, you didn't need it now. But especially when things are such a bargain price, I did want to stock up on a few bits, but some things that I wanted in the clearance disappeared. So that's just the way it is. And you get some people buying it all up, don't you? But here, it's the time to buy things in, for Christmas presents or for gifts. Oh, those should have been leaves, but that's okay. This is the sort of thing that you could do, if you get a chance to sit down at Christmas. If there's something on telly that you're watching that you don't really want to watch and everyone else wants to watch it, and you kind of half want to watch it. And this is just 2 sets of colours, a light and a dark. It's not complicated colouring. I'm not doing loads of blending. So I'm letting the stamps show. My neck is at a really dodgy angle. Oh dear. I'm trying to work around my phone. So concentrating the darker in the centre of the flowers and then the bottom of the stem. So not complicated colouring at all. And I'm nearly done. But just taking my time with it. Enjoying it, relaxing. Now I tend to do it on a white piece of card like this because I then mount it onto another coloured background. Deborah's asking, can you still see the details of the image with the dark colour? Yeah, you can. Hopefully you can see that picking up. Amazingly, the green comes through, but it doesn't look so green anymore. Is that what you meant, Deborah? I presume you meant that. So that's why I'm actually going over that outline, so that I'm just going to colour you in, so that the outline shows through, but without looking too green. So it does look like a red flower on a green stem, which is great because it's the look I wanted to go for. So if you've got a beginner stamper, if you're new to stamping yourself, you might want to invest in some colouring pens. These are great for just, colouring, and remember that the colour does seep through to the other side. I'll show you the other side in a minute. The more you colour, the more the paper will take on the colour of the pen. And you find that if you go in circular motions, it helps to blend those 2 tones together, unlike what I've done here. But you can go over it and deepen the colour. It's really clever, really. Clever concept. And there's different ways of colouring in. You could do watercolouring. You can pick up the colour of your ink pads. The lines inside the flower, I need to put you on the TV so I can see better. I'll bring it up a bit. So hopefully you can see that the lines are still inside the flowers, but you can't tell that they were stamped green. Oh look there, my light went off because I accidentally pressed the timer button. Which I didn't realise it. Well, I did realise it had, but I just knocked it by accident. It might, oh no, I think it'll be alright. Last week I thought it was because I put it in a new plug that it kept switching off. Now, if you did catch me last week, I did a paper technique with a Japanese pottery technique called kintsugi, and I'll tell you about the results of that in a minute. So I did it with the Versamark refill ink, and then I tried with glue, but in some places the glue is still a little bit sticky, so I think it is worth doing it with the Versamark. Hi Galena. Cindy thinks she presses too hard when colouring. How can you press too hard? I don't understand. Especially with alcohol markers, it's quite forgiving with the amount of colouring you can do with it. Don't be so heavy-handed. But, who said that? Cindy. Was it Cindy? No, who was it? Cindy, yeah. Look, my light's going to be doing this all day now. I fixed it the other day, so it would stop. But it's gonna. I don't know how to turn the silly timer off. Oops, sorry. Cindy says, my stuff never looks as nice as the people I watch. Right, that light is just going to have to forget it because it's doing the funny timer thing. There, that was very simple stamping today. So, hi Christine. Right, I'm not sure what I've got in terms of colours. Sorry. Oh, come off it. You go down there, stop mucking about. We are very critical of our own work. You've got to grow to love your own work. What's this? Okay, this is too bright, but it's just to draw you out. Too close. Come on, out you come. This is how far out I am. I love it when you do close-up work and then you go back out, you're like, whoa, it's completely different from what I was staring at just now. So there you go, nice reds and greens. And they look like, oh, not poinsettia. Is it poinsettias I'm thinking of? So this I would just complete with a simple text. Like a little thank you note. Oh, there you go. Like I said, you could stamp a whole sheet and just sit in colour if you want. Now let's just have a quick sneaky peekies on maybe some green. Oh, amaryllis, that's the colour I'm thinking. Yes, amaryllis. Thank you, Deborah. Oh, pardon me, I had to burp. Okay, let's try. I'm wanting to do, oh, we could do robins. How about it? Okay, so, but this time, Janice, did you do these as robins, or was it another one? Somebody I saw turn these into little robins. Okay, I'm going to step it up ever so slightly. Ever so slightly, not much though. What am I looking for? I'm looking for you. Come out, wherever you are. Okay. This time, okay, no, let's stick to the plan. And we're going to go in with our lighter colour again, which is Pear Pizzazz. Hibiscus. Yeah, it was amaryllis I was thinking of, I think. Mindy says that she finds birds difficult so they look realistic. So the best thing to do, I find, if you're doing things like birds, I'm going to fit this one just about. Let's try it. What was I saying? Is to have a reference. So if you're colouring in something like birds, look it up on Google first. Ellie saying, show me the way to Amaryllis. Don't get me singing that song. That is such an earworm. Hi, Kay. Lovely to see you. Okay, so if these are robins, I haven't got... oh, I have got my other device. So what I would do is Google... I think I might have got rid of it, but let's see, robins. See what it comes up with. So I would look up an image of robins and just kind of look at them a little bit and think, right, it's got brown, it's got like a crumb cake, and then it's got an orangey red breast. So let's get out some colours. So maybe soft, I don't know, crumb cake. Let's go 2 crumb cakes. And I always think Cajun is a bit more robin colour. Okay. So I've gone Cajun Craze, and then I've got my whatchamacallit. Okay, let's do the robin first. So on his head, we don't need the thicker one. On his head, he's got a bit of brown. He's got brown wings and a brown tail. So basically the top half is pretty much all brown. And then this little chap here, again, I thought robins had red heads, but they don't. They've got brown heads. So all this bit is brown. So you can use a different brown, but let's colour him in. So with this, because I'm using browns, you might want to use, I might try this in crumb cake in a minute. So then we've got this lovely sort of almost a grey streak, but you know, because it's a tiny image, we don't need to worry too much. So okay, let's do this next. So he's got a red face, and then it comes down to, I've got a bit of a split nib on my pen, which doesn't help. There we go. So the face, just make it up a little bit. Doesn't have to be too precise, as long as you've got the colours there. And then I'm using the light crumb cake for his body, and you can, you know, you can afford to blend that in a little bit so it doesn't look so stark. Yeah. Do you think they look like little robins? So that's just using a couple of references on Google. Okay, cardinals have red heads. Yes. Deborah said, I was watching someone colour the other day and they had Googled an inspiration for colour choices. I was stunned, it never occurred to me. It could be finches, could be goldfinches, could be robins, could be anything. So when I got the waterfront stamp set, I really struggled with using that to start with. So if those of you know which one the waterfront stamp set, it's a scene building type stamp set. And so I googled some scenery for that, and that is what helped me get to grips with that. And then it helped me to push me out the boat, and I did some kind of Chinese inspired watercolors scenery using that as well. So I just had a thought, you know, you've got your lovely greenery branches here. We could easily add some berries on them using the same colour palette, so not introducing any more colours, but just bringing back that Cajun Craze that we used. We could just simply, she says, add 3 dots to just symbolise, or it doesn't have to be 3, it could be like a few along the branch. And that just makes it even more Christmassy. Just because the stamp set doesn't say it's there doesn't mean you can't put it in afterwards. Yeah, we don't get cardinals in the UK. Exactly, Janice. She says, you're the artist. Could be any colour you desire. Janice, it's so nice of you to have got 2 Janices in the house. That's mini mate Janice. Why is it the male birds are more colourful? Do I have to answer that one, Vicky? Good morning, Ellen. Lovely to see you as well. They do the attracting of the females in nature. That's why. Okay, that was an extreme close-up. I was going to show you the back of this one, wasn't I? Let's just draw you out a bit to show you that it will seep through, but that's okay. So just mind your work surface. Yeah, look at the little birdies. And then we can, let's just see what this looks like. I'm just going to pop it on a bit of white. See what it looks like. Or you could mount it on. I tell you what it does fit is our stitched dies. I think the images will fit inside our stitched dies. You wouldn't want to pop it straight onto a dark colour like that. And you could have 3 in a row. You could do. Now, if you wanted to put a bit of a border on this, let's try with. So we use this colour to colour it in. My nib on this pen is a bit of a goner, but you can use the part of the nib closest to the pen to run it along the edge to pick up the ink. So you don't have to have like loads and loads of tools. If you've only got a few, use what you've got. And then that makes it pop on the card. Cindy says she went hunting for black sparkle ribbon. Can't find. Did find chocolate candy, however. It's funny. See, I like that. Just a simple Christmas card. I wasn't even going to do a Christmassy one, but it turned into Christmassy. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, we'll do one more, folks, and then I'm going to come off, I think. So we might as well use the other one, which has got love. And as we're here and as we're feeling Christmassy, just about squeezes onto this block. Oh, thank you. Very simply pretty. That's a nice way of putting it. Okay. Now, I should have done this the other way because of the way that the punch goes, but there we go. So I'm going to go same again, same kind of techniques, same kind of colouring. Whoa, it's very close. Let's see if I can get my light on again. It would help if it would. No, it was timed out on me. No, it was zoned out. Okay. No worries, Ellen. It's so nice of you to pop in. Lovely to see you. Okay, I'm going to go in my... Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in with the dark... Now, I think it was Cindy said earlier she's heavy-handed with a pen. So just when you're fitting in smaller spaces, you want to go very light-handed. Now, the other thing that the ink tends to do is splay out a little bit. So, you know, you don't have to feel that you've got a colour to the edges because the ink will spread. So this time I'm going to colour it halfway in. So ever so gently, like almost tapping it because it's so fine. And I'm just going to run this down the vines of the leaves as well, just to emphasise that colour. And ever so lightly with the pen. There you go. And then you can do an ombre effect, so using that lighter matching colour to colour the top half. So use what you've got to your advantage. These pens are sold in sets now, so you do get a light and a dark when you order for £8.50, which might sound expensive for colouring pens, but they do last, and then once you've got the set you can do quite a lot with it. And you've got they are dual ended, so this end here is a brush tip, so if you're wanting to colour in bigger spaces, for example, you can. Now I am going to colour in the bottom of this flower because I feel that, I don't know if it's got a special name, but the leaves at the bottom the base of the flower would be green. Okay, and then I'm going to make the flower my highlight of my work. So you could have this word love, and then you can add love Christmas, love you, lots of love. And in fact, the stamp set says sending love your way, I think it is, which is a nice sentiment for Christmas. So I'm just going to go along the top of the petals with the dark colour. Just that pop of red. So this is cherry cobbler. And then going in my lighter cherry cobbler. To blend those in. Now, if you wanted to, you can go over the outline. Oh, it looks like a nice berry or something. It's good enough to eat. Now, what I was saying is, because the punch goes in this direction, I've made it tricky for myself, but that's okay. Just gonna make way, cut the scraps off, and when you're doing punches, you want to turn it around so you can actually see the shape that you're cutting, and these just slip through. And Stampin' Up! Are great matching punches with stamp sets. So this one is made to fit this stamp set. You just press it down like a whole bunch and it will punch out whatever shape you're cutting out. So again, I'm just going to use my pen, use what you've got, and I'm just going to run this down the edge just so that I've got a pop of colour around the outside. Just trying to put a bit more on. Now, the other thing you can do with blends is to do splatters. Some of you would have seen this before. So you don't have to have a block, but I'm just going to use my block. I suppose red can sometimes look a bit like blood, can't it? And let's just try this bit. You just want something hard to be able to hit over. And it splatters the colour onto your work. Let's go for the darker. Although this nib is has had it really. It's just another technique that you can use your blend for. Deborah says, simple but elegant, love the colours, and your sentiments will determine. Say, yeah, indeed, and the colours as well. I'm just going to pop that on a bit of white just to show you. Delinda says this stamp has vintage flair to it. It's just dainty, isn't it? Glenna says, I like the whimsy look lettering. No worries, Deborah. Nice to see you. Yes, there's super lots in the clearing rack, including some blends. Some of them already sold out in the UK, but there is some left. So Rich Razzleberry, Mossy Meadow, to name a couple. Yeah, a lot of this colours are selling fast, but you can still buy, from my shop and actually buy them in sets. So I don't have any cherry cobbler to hand, so I'm just trying to look to see what I've got. So if you pop it on a bit of white and then a bit of colour, or you could just have it as a tiny notelet. You didn't have to have it on a great big card. Or you could add more to it. You could have ribbon on it and other bits and pieces, but it was just to give you some idea. Or you can create yourself a little collage of Christmassy things. Actually, that would look pretty. All the colours together with this. Ah, there you go. Card for next year. How long do the blends last unopened? As in, if they're not used? Is that what you mean? I'm not sure, Christine, if somebody can help me answer that one. So lovely people of YouTube world, and thank you so much for joining. It's always lovely to have your company. And you gave me inspiration by just creating with you, which is great. And which is, you know, how, I mean, you could do this even. You could add that to your main card. I do like the robins. There you go. I suppose they'll last if they're stored right. I imagine they would keep. That's what I'm thinking. Thank you, Ellie. Ellie says, "Hope you have a good rest tonight." I hope I sleep so well tonight. So let me turn you around. I put my Christmas hat back on. Cindy says she got the original blend several years ago, and the old olives just now dried or ran out. Glenda loves the little love tag one on the front of the card. Ah, thank you. I'm going to turn you around. Hold on to your tummies. Here I am. Right. Thank you, Mindy. Nice to see you again. Thank you so much for joining. Hello to everybody that's joined, and thank you, 14 people, for those thumbs up. Some of you are so sweet and just do it on the way in. It's great. So we ask for thumbs up and for comments if and where possible, because it just encourages our videos to get seen, really, and it's just a way of supporting us for free. And it's great to get that support, really. You know, we're little fish swimming in I say we, the royal we, you know. I'm a little fish swimming in a big pond of YouTubers, and you know, we're here and we do our thing. So if you like what I do, that's just a small way of showing your appreciation. So thank you. I look like Mrs. Santa. Thank you. Now my earrings, they did flash last year. One of them switches on, but one of them, the battery's gone already. It's a bit rubbish, really. I'm trying to find the button. Oh, thank you, Vicky, for sharing to Pinterest. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to find out which one it is. It's obviously not that one. I'm going to make this work before you go. Oh, maybe they're both gone. Oh, there you go, it's that one. If I turn out that light, I might be able to see it. Can you see the flashing light? Just one, just as a signal to say, there's my ear. Oh dear. Right, anyway. Oh, Christine, you have to watch the replay now. Don't. Isn't that annoying when you catch somebody last minute? Oh, well, thank you for watching the replay. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Thank you so much. And I can't believe it's coming to the end of another year. It's quite crazy, really. I'll be back hopefully next Tuesday with no work in the day. Nothing's planned yet, but this was a bit of short notice. So good night, God bless, and please take care of yourselves. And I hope to be back on Facebook at 2 o'clock and YouTube at 9 o'clock next week. If not, I might surprise you before, you never know. Bye everyone, good night. Toodaloops, Delinda. Night, Liz. Look, I've got a giveaway. Look, Stampin' Up box in the background there. Right, I'm gone. Bye.